Getting ghosted is wild because you're like, why couldn't they just say, like, I didn't feel something or.
Well, it's sort of the modern day horror story in the dating world, that is. And if you're someone who's involved with online dating, then you're probably familiar with Tinder. Well, I'm here at the Garrison checking out an event hosted by Tinder Tales. And with Halloween just days away, online daters have gotten together to share some of their most horrifying tales about getting ghosted. The online dating world can be a pretty scary place, but ghosting has absolutely nothing to do with Halloween.
So for anyone that doesn't know what ghosted is, it's when you go on a couple dates with somebody and things seem to be going well, and then all of a sudden they disappear. So they don't text you back, you have plans, they stand you up, and you just don't hear from them again.
For me, it's like ghosting is when you're like seeing someone or you're like engaged in a conversation, they just ghost you. It's unbelievable when it happens. It really is something special. It's a special move, I think, dedicated to special people.
So getting ghosted won't actually spook you. It may, however, take a stab at your pride.
I think that you have to be considerate of people's feelings. And usually people who ghost sometimes it's because they're emotionally damaged and they don't know how to deal with like what they think will be a difficult situation.
It just means you don't want to see the person anymore. And instead of being like, hey, I'm not really feeling it, you're just like, I'm going to erase you from my life and just forget that amazing first date that was 5 hours ever happened.
Ghosting therapy program, which involved a day full of margaritas with my bartender named Amore.
Now, tonight's event gave those who use dating sites like Tinder, Plenty of Fish, and Lava Life a chance to share some of their worst ghosting situations, and there was definitely no shortage of horror stories.
Yada, yada, yada. We ended up, naked together in bed.
End up running into a friend of his and he's like, hey, you guys can stay with us, like if you need a place. And he's like, but by the way, my girlfriend is good friends, actually best friends with his wife. So do you mind keeping it on the DL how we met each other?
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, that's why you ghosted. And you went back to maybe being a good husband?
Now, it's not really clear when, where, or how ghosting originated, but those who have been ghosted agree it doesn't feel great.
I think ghosting's a young thing. It's a young person's sport, I don't know where ghosting came from.
First of all, do not ghost. Have the decency to say, hey, I'm not feeling it, all the best. Because that's not really nice and it really hurts their self-esteem.
Now, a lot of people seem to attribute ghosting with the younger generation, saying millennials tend to have more meaningful relationships with their devices than they do with people. But every single dater I spoke to said the same thing. Whether you're the one being ghosted or the one doing the ghosting, it's definitely not cool. At the Garrison, Nicole Martin, City News.